Hello, it's me, Teacher Marlo, and I am going to be reviewing this week's home activity plan for the week of April 5th through the 9th. As you can see from these little quick pictures behind me, we're going to still continue on learning about our five senses. So let's get into the first activity. The first activity is going to be kind of a follow-up to last week's activity, which was a listening walk. This week, it's going to be a texture walk. Since we're talking about our five senses, we're going to want them to use their hands and their sense of touch on this activity. But before you go out, we want you to have them do some predicting. Maybe talk about some things that they think they're going to find out while they're on this walk. Here it suggests that you can make a list before going out. Ask them, okay, so what do you think we're going to see out there that we can actually touch, something that's safe enough to touch. In this picture here, you can see the little girls picking up some leaves. Leaves have various textures. Some of them are crunchy, smooth. Some have like a very silky or a rough feel to them. Bark, in this picture, this little baby touching the bark. Bark is something, we forget that it is an interesting feel. And of course, there's the mud. The children love touching mud. Some kids don't, but some kids do. And I know as parents, that's something, we forget how fun it was when we were kids, but it is a very fun texture to touch and to play with, and there's always soap. Okay, so let's get into the next activity. The next activity is this texture collage. So while you're out on your walk, collect some items that you can add to this texture to this texture collage. So in this one, we're wanting you to find things around your home and glue them on a paper and form a variety of different textures. Now, I know you might be thinking, oh my goodness, they make so many collages. That is true. We do have them make a lot of collages, but it's important for us to realize why we do this. There's so much learning that goes on. There's cognition, classification, they're investigating the properties of objects. And the most important thing is that they're doing something that requires no direction at all. It's all from their creativity. And that is something very important for us to remember, that we have to keep building. Being creative is a valuable tool to have. So think about it that way. We're building little creative people. So this is going to be a fun, and don't forget to send a picture to us. You know how we love our photos. Okay, so the next activity is going to be some writing. So this is going to be for the brown bear activity. So we are encouraging you guys to look at the brown bear story. As you can see here at the upper corner, we included some cards, word bank cards that go along with the story. And just have them, tell them the story, and then you can use the cards to see if they could repeat the story. You could have them write words on those word bank cards. And this chart up here, this is giving you an example of where your child might be at. It's good to kind of know what progress is your child at this moment, and that way you can kind of see where they're at and then what the next steps are they're going to be reaching. This little photo right here next to me is this little guy holding a clipboard. That's one of the suggestions in this activity right here, is to give your child a clipboard. At school, we always had clipboards lying around with a pencil attached. Kids love writing on a clipboard. It makes them feel like important, or just it also encourages them to write, and they somehow love to write on a clipboard. I know you can get one at the Dollar Tree or at Walmart or something. Hopefully it's not too expensive, but I do know that it really does make a difference to encourage them to do some writing. Okay, and this last activity has to do with snack math. Now, I know we've talked a lot and we've had them do this type of activity in the past, but it's just a reminder to use any moment. We call them teachable moments. So use any moment that is going on in your day to turn it into a lesson. For example, if you happen to have a bag of colorful goldfish, just like this one, see what you can do to encourage them to turn it into a learning lesson, like this graphing that occurred right here. Or you can have them make a pattern, such as the photo that this little girl, the parent gave her 2 different type of items to eat and encouraged her to make a pattern. And as we all know, that's all math, a lot of interesting things that they're going to learn in this type of activity, as well as the sense of taste. So again, bringing that sense back into play. And that's a wrap on this week's activities, and we hope that your child enjoys them. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. All right, have a wonderful week, families. Bye.